Well, let's get into another review. So, Scars Above came out in 2023 and is a action adventure game featuring a character known as Kate Ward who becomes lost on a mysterious alien planet. And that's kind of where it gets interesting. Because, we expect this game to probably be like a survival horror game or a third person shooter. It's a Souls like. I mean, not exactly a complete Souls like. I mean, it's not like soul crushingly difficult, but it does have elements of some Souls games like respawning enemies, uh, limited checkpoints. I mean, you can only save in like certain parts of the world, and kind of a bit scarcity when it comes to resources. But overall, it's a pretty good game. So, why am I reviewing this one, and what do I think about it? Well, this game popped on my radar earlier this year, actually. I think I found it on sale, and I decided why not to check it out. Well, it turned out to be a really wonderful idea. Now, at first, I was a little hesitant to play the game because it's a Souls-like, or at least trying to be one, because I haven't had the best history with that genre, but I do think it turned out to be a really wonderful game. I think the plot is really cool too. I mean, you're trying to escape from this planet and trying to find your other fellow researchers. And, it's not exactly a happy game. I mean, one of them mutates into a giant monster, and you have to kill it. And you also find some really horrendous things that happen to your other crewmates. Yeah, it's a horror game, alright, and honestly, one that caught me by surprise. And in retrospect, I should have included it in my previous top horror games list because this game was generally really just shocking to play. It wasn't really something I expected, and I really enjoy it. Again, as I said, the plot for this one was really good. I do like the characters. I do like the gameplay. I love the weapons that you are able to use. And overall, it's a really fun and satisfying game to complete. It was also one of my most recent platinums. Not that I have really been platinum hunting this year, but it's definitely nice to get a platinum trophy for a game like this. And honestly, with a game like this, it definitely does feel rewarding. I also really do like the horror vibes of this game because the game at first really starts off in a bit of a calm, uh, kind of a calm, can't really find a word, but it's a calm setting, and I think it works well with this game, but then it feeds you into the horror that, is waiting for you, and I think it does a really remarkable job with doing that, especially with the enemy design, and especially with one of the bosses. One of the bosses that you find was one of your old crewmates, and it's generally one of the freakiest moments in the game, and just really done right. And it's a really sad tale too, because in a happy world, these guys would have been able to escape this planet without any bad things happening. But instead, one of your crewmates turns into a giant monster that you have to kill, which really makes for a sad moment in the game. Also, one of the most toughest moments in the game because his boss fight was generally really difficult, in my opinion. And again, the sci fi setting is also really good too. I think that they did a remarkable job with it. I personally love sci fi games. I mean, the Mass Effect trilogy is one of my favorites, and this game did a really great job when it came to the setting. It is flawed in some ways. I think the linear world for this one isn't exactly the best because sure, like there's a lot to explore in this game, but it also feels a bit linear in some ways, and also some weapons just also just straight up feel useless. Not to mention enemies and kind of getting up on you and gonna quickly tear you down if you're not careful. But overall, it's still a really satisfying game and was actually one of my favorites this year. I'm glad I gave it a second chance, and I'm glad I really enjoyed it because I plan to actually platinum the PS4 version and even went out to get the PS5 physical copy. Overall, I think Scars Above is a really fun game, and while I didn't really go too far into the story, I generally do feel that the story needs to be experienced firsthand to really get the full satisfaction of the game. So I definitely do give Scars Above a very positive review. It's one of my favorite games this year, and I plan to come back to it, and I'm glad I got to review this one because it generally was a game that caught me by surprise when I first played it, and it's not gonna be the last game that does that. It really just shows how many interesting games just fly under the radar, and Scars Above is one of them. But that's really all I have to say for today's video. But of course, until then, thank you for watching and have a wonderful night. I will of course be back next time with a new Skyrim video.